like and subscribe to the channel. We have a lot of interesting things. See for yourself. What is the most outlandish, hilarious, surprising thing you have ever seen go down in public? A chick got arrested at a concert because she was blowing random guys. I don't think she was drunk or on drugs, but she would just go up to a guy and unzip his pants and pretty much suck his dick and spit out the load. A few minutes later, she'd go up to another guy until 40 minutes later 3 police officers came and arrested her after people were complaining. I was walking into Rite Aid to buy batteries. As I walk in, a homeless man slinks in behind me. We both walk to the right and he turns in the snack aisle. The batteries were perpendicular to the snacks. All of a sudden I hear multiple footsteps behind me jogging to where this homeless man is. I turn around and see the homeless man now shirtless ripping bags of peanuts and throwing them in the air and 2 store employees trying to subdue him. As they finally struggle to pin him down, he begins to yell, "I regret nothing," just repeatedly yelling it as he is dragged out of the store. That man knows how to live. Me and my brother were sitting on a bench waiting for the subway in Boston. Then, out of nowhere, the little old Asian lady sitting next to us ripped one of the loudest fucking blasts from the ass trumpet that I have ever heard. I worked at check-in to cash for a little while. I was running a field call. That's where I go to the people's house to collect the money when they were late or skipped out. Anyways, I went to the projects. I turned a corner and the next thing I know, this skinny black chick falls out of the window with no cloths on. Shortly after that, a big black lady comes out with a toaster and throws it at the naked lady running away. A skinny white naked dude comes flying out of the house as well. The big black lady turns around and kicks the white dude in the nuts. Everyone went back inside. The lady I needed to see was directly above them. Laughing, she says, "That happens all the time." Dude, I was wheezing from laughing so hard after reading that story, and I have great lungs. Craziest thing I ever saw. In New York City, there was a bum just sitting on the edge of a fountain, eating his skimpy bum sandwich. Then out of nowhere, a dude in a suit straight up dive tackles this bum into the fountain. Like the dude in the suit was completely horizontal through the air. Then 2 other guys in suits jump into the fountain and help the other suit guy kick the crap out of him. They all ran off and someone called the cops. Also that day, a guy dressed like a Goomba from the live action Mario movie fighting a crack whore. My husband and I were in a mall in the DC area in the early 90s. At that time, Mary Lauretten was hyping Tyson chicken products near the mall food court. We took a look. Oh, hey, that's Mary Lauretten, and walked past. Out of a service door comes a man in a pretty shitty looking chicken costume being led by a girl in tie-dye and dreadlocks. Sensing epic misfortune about to unfold, I grabbed my husband and we follow them back to the food court. Sure enough, the chicken throws a water balloon or something filled with red liquid resembling might have actually been blood at Mary Lauretten and her crew as they are frying up delicious Tyson chicken in front of a crowd of soccer moms and their kids. The girl shouts something about Tyson being serial murderers, and in an instant the chicken is underneath a large security guard. As they are leading the chicken away, his girlfriend is shouting, "Don't hurt him. Stop choking the chicken." Posted this a little while ago, but it got buried pretty good. I was shopping for shoes with my mom in Japanese when I was about 14. I was trying a pair on when some random kid walks up to me and starts beating me with Elmo slippers. Then he walks away like nothing happens. Edit. Guess it didn't get buried as bad as I thought. Sorry guys. I think I saw a fat chick fight club one time. I live in a pretty small town and we have a local grocery store. I was driving home one night about 11 and passed by said grocery store and noticed a bunch of the local country hicks had their trucks in a semicircle with the headlights on, and in the headlights were these 2 very obese women just going at it. Like clothing ripped and just beating each other. It was the strangest thing. Got out of a movie in downtown Paris Sound. All of a sudden a snowball fight breaks out between the moviegoers and the bar across the street. had to be a good 20 to 30 people tossing snowballs across the street. People were using parked cars for cover and sneak attacks. People who weren't involved would get hit and join in. My girlfriend at the time was hiding in a store front door when some old man threw a snowball right at her face. This went on for over a half hour. Even cars that were driving down the street were getting pelted from both sides. It was the greatest random occurrence I've ever experienced. A man was walking down the sidewalk like a chicken, strutting and flapping his bent arms. I ducked behind a building to avoid interacting and waited a while until I figured he was on his way. When I peeked around the corner of the building to make sure he was gone, there he was posed on one leg with one of his wings behind his head and the other tucked under his armpit. I really went the other way then. It was a public enough setting that I wasn't in danger. I wonder now why he wasn't making clucking sounds. I was doing some window shopping on Upper Street in Islington, London about 4 years ago. It was the middle of summer and I was just passing the time going from shop window to shop window. I'm looking at some boots and my attention is grabbed by the reflection of a young, long-haired blonde guy around 20 years old who all of a sudden looks physically stressed. I turn around and he's blocking the path of a old man. The old man is wearing some old-fashioned hat and has a grey beard and looking equally stressed about this kid not letting him pass. I'm just about to tell the kid to stop being a dick and get out of the way. 2 or 3 other people have now stopped around us as it's quite an odd looking scene, but all of a sudden the kid finds his voice. With tears in his eyes he says, "My name is Julian Flo. My parents are something and something Flo." "Your name is..." I can't remember what he said. "My parents are deaf. And when I was a kid, you babysat both me and my sister. You sexually abused us both for years and I never thought I would see your face again. There is no way in hell I'm letting you pass me this time." The old man insists the kid has the wrong guy. The small crowd start to circle them both. Some extra people have now joined after hearing the speech. I think some guy says to the old man, "If you're not who he says you are, just prove it. Take out a credit card or something." The old man refuses. I start to walk away from the crowd as one of the passerbys says, "Well, you're not going anywhere until the police turn up," and calmly holds the old guy by the arm. The most hilarious thing that I can recall is related to monkeys and a dog too. I was in India at that time, and back in my school, students living in the hostel dorms used to have the breakfast from the canteen during the winters and eat outside on a sunny day on set fixed chairs and tables. Most of us used to throw the yellow part of the boiled eggs on the ground, leaving a competition between monkeys, stray dogs and crows to grab those. Usually dogs used to dominate in this fight. And of course monkeys were badly pissed at this. One day, me with 3 of my friends was having breakfast and saw a group of 6 to 7 monkeys surrounding a sleeping dog. One monkey pushes the dog, and as soon as dog takes his head up, all the monkeys slap him one by one, taking 2 to 3 rounds. Before the dog could realize what happened, all monkeys were gone, and the expression on the dog was like, "What the hell just happened?" Whenever I think of that, still make me chuckle. I was driving out in the Bobbiners and I saw a man towing a late 80s Honda with another late 80s Honda. Now this wasn't such an odd thing to see in the area. If you couldn't afford the tow truck, you just got a buddy, some rope and another car. As long as you always braked carefully and slowly, the guy behind could also brake, and the bumpers would only touch a bit. There would be some scratches, but nothing you couldn't live with. This man was doing this task solo though. Also not unheard of, but it just requires even more caution with braking. Brake slightly so the car behind you contacts the bumper, and then slowly apply the brakes even more. I'm not sure how long the man had been doing this for, but he was going about 45 miles per hour, so he must have been pretty confident in his abilities. However, when the deer leaped out into the road, his reflexes took over, and he slammed on the brakes, leaving the second car to slam into his first car. He was fine and missed the deer, but both cars were total TL. Man rear ends himself with his other car. In Boston, Midday in the summer in a crowded area, a rather large woman was mounted on top of a slightly less large man who was lying down on the ground face up. His pants were around his ankles. They were belligerently yelling at each other to no end. I was there when a couple police arrived and basically had no idea how to approach the situation. It was funny as hell. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel and like. Share your stories in the comments.